Cthulhu Jack.
Before Harry Potter, there was a little film that came out in 1991 that not only had a universe full of monsters and magic, stated as the norm by its opening card, but rich lore that stemmed back from the works of author H.P. Lovecraft, through the typewriter of screenwriter Jason Doherty's original draft entitled Lovecraft, which took 10 years to finally hit the small screen. From GoldenEye director Martin Campbell and Terminator and Aliens producer Gale Ann Hurd comes this Lovecraftian pulp noir story that has us turning the dial back to 1948 Los Angeles.
Sorry, Angel, but I don't play the sap for anybody. Bad for business.
Where Fred Ward is a prime cut fit for the supernatural detective with that dry, sharp wit.
But what I walked into after I left that night made all the magic and witchcraft I'd seen up to then look like a sideshow. My name's Lovecraft, and I'm the guy who knows.
And where the Kurgan, aka Clancy Brown, is running the town. I'm talking about Cast a Deadly Spell. This HBO TV movie back in the day fell in the forest without me ever seeing it air. When it eventually hit home video, this was the box art. I have to say, not the greatest way to promote your movie. I must have passed over this a million times. Just never grabbed me. Even though I love the cast, eventually seeing fragments of this film online over the years, until one of you fine viewers put a request in for this god to put eyeballs on it. Well, I'm happy to report that not only does this flick check every one of my boxes, from pulp noir to monsters, magic, and maidens, to just being a downright classic, fun adventure that I'm really happy I waited to see now. Fully appreciating it more for sure. Doherty's writing is tight and he pulls a lot of Lovecraft Easter eggs that fans will enjoy, with a nightclub called the Dunwich Room, to just off-the-cuff lore mentioned throughout.
I'm Yug Sothoth, Cthulhu.
Fred Ward plays Philip Lovecraft, the Philip Marlowe equivalent. As any good PI, he has more enemies than friends, though his enemies are friendly.
Still a nickel and dimer, huh? Tell me, aren't you sick of the small time?
Lovecraft is hired by Amos Hacksaw.
It is not a squid.
Who owns the real and fake copy of the Necronomicon he brought back from Egypt. His fired chauffeur by the name of Larry Willis pinched the artifact for the local head gangster and ex-partner to Lovecraft, Harry Borden. In this world, everyone uses magic to the extent that real estate agents are now utilizing zombies to cut costs in order to build a brighter future.
By magic. And so very peaceful.
Peaceful like a graveyard.
His landlord, who's a witch, Hippolyte, always arms him with warnings and a watchful eye.
Hey, what's this?
The left arm, the one that's attached to the heart.
Get this thing off me. You know I don't use this stuff.
So much so, by forcing a bracelet of protection on him from the Necronomicon.
You seek the Necronomicon?
Yeah.
Keep the bracelet, Lovecraft, you'll need it.
With Lovecraft's marching orders to protect Hacksaw's virginal daughter Olivia,
Well, only virgins can catch unicorns, isn't that right?
and to locate the book by midnight within 2 days' time, Lovecraft has his work cut out for him. After a spell hit from a demon is put on Lovecraft by Boardman's henchman, Mr. Tugwell, that ends up going sideways in Lovecraft's favor, just not for the diner owner so much. Lovecraft and Olivia are taken to police headquarters where Olivia sparks an attraction towards a married Detective Grimaldi.
How's the experience shaping up for you so far?
Very stimulating.
I'll give you one guess how this will flourish between them. Of course, you can't have a noir without the sultry lounge singer. This box is checked with the rosy redhead Julianne Moore as Connie, Lovecraft's old squeeze, who's Borden's side piece. She of course lures in both cats for her own purpose, with one being fed a hot lead salad. Once Lovecraft finally retrieves the legit Necronomicon, he meets up with Hacksaw and his gagged and tied up daughter for the sacrifice to the great old ones.
Yog Sothoth knows the gate. That's the promise of the Necronomicon. Open the gate, let the old ones back in, and they will make you a god.
I'll let you all figure out what happens from here on out. A sequel entitled Witch Hunt came out a few years later with Dennis Hopper in the lead as the same Philip Lovecraft character. I'll surely seek this one out as a future follow-up. So, if you enjoy practical effects and smart-talking tough guys that play with matches, then I highly recommend visiting the City of Angels. Just make sure you're packing a wand. Until next time.
I'm very disappointed.
Can't trust anybody anymore.
So click links below to be notified. Many thanks for the support, and Hail Cthulhu!